Hey mamas, it's your girl Carrie, and welcome back to the last week of our Declutter Your Life series. We spent the past few weeks decluttering your home, your closets, your digital life, your paperwork. But today, we're decluttering the most important place of all, your mind, because you can have the cleanest house, you can have the most organized closet, you can have a perfectly sorted inbox. I don't think I ever will, but you may get there. But if your mind is cluttered, you still feel overwhelmed. The mental to-do list, the worries, the things you don't want to forget, the responsibilities, the decisions, the conversations, the what ifs, it all builds up. And before you know it, your brain feels completely full. And when your mind feels that clutter, everything just feels harder. You can't think clearly. You feel behind. You're stressed. You're anxious. You're overwhelmed. It's like your brain becomes this dense forest and you can't see a path forward. So today, I want to talk you through how to declutter your mind so that you can create that space to think, to problem solve, to strategize, and to create a clear path forward. And before we jump in, if your mind constantly feels clutter, one of the biggest contributors is your phone. The notifications, the scrolling, the constant distractions. That's exactly why I created my tech timeout guide for moms to help you set those simple boundaries with your phone so that you can reduce the mental noise and create more calm in your day. So make sure you grab your copy in the show notes. Now, let's jump into today's episode. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work, time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, a mom of three, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being so intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. All right, let's talk about decluttering your mind because most working moms aren't overwhelmed because they have too much to do. They're overwhelmed because you're trying to hold everything in your head. The appointments, the school reminders, the things you need to buy, the emails you need to send, the projects you need to start, the conversations you need to have. And when everything lives in your head, everything feels urgent. So the first step in decluttering your mind is getting it all out of your head. First, you're going to do a brain dump. And when I first heard this phrase many moons ago, it kind of made me giggle, but it's totally spot on. The first step in decluttering your mind is literally to dump everything that is going on in your mind onto paper. The things you have to do, the things you need to buy, things that are worrying you, whatever is in your head that you are thinking about, just get it out of there. And you can grab a notebook and make separate pages for separate things if you want to organize it by those different categories. I use the back of my planner. It has a bunch of empty pages, and I use it for those big type of things like the projects and the things that aren't just the normal things that I have to remember each week. I have a page on things I have to buy, home projects. I do my weekly to-do list in the front of my planner, but you can put everything on the same page if you want, but I like to organize my thoughts. It's just the type of person I am. But you could also do a brain dump on your computer. If you have an Excel or a Google Sheets, you can dump it in there and then you could add categories and sort it a lot easier. But I'm more of a pen and paper girl at home, but at work, I totally use my OneNote and a spreadsheet. Number 2, organize tasks. After you do the brain dump of all the things you need to do, it really helps to keep them organized. This is something I do as part of my weekly planning. For me, everything goes in my paper planner, so it's all in one place. And I was very intentional with the planner I picked out this year. And it already has different sections every week where I put my personal to-dos, my business to-dos, my work to-dos. And it has a section for my weekly top priorities and my daily top priorities. So that way each day I can write out where to focus each day. I'll link the planner I use in the show notes. It's called Clever Fox. I absolutely love it. And it even has sections each week to reflect on the 3 things that went well this week and the 3 things I want to improve the next week. Oh, and it has a weekly habit tracker. So it really has everything covered. So highly recommend it. But before I got this planner, I literally used a notebook, one of the kids' old notebooks from the year before that I just ripped out the pages that they didn't use. And I just wrote everything out and organized it with a highlighter. I would group similar tasks with the same color. So anything I could do while sitting at my computer would be one color. That's all the phone calls, emails, paperwork. And then all the errands I would need to run would be another color. So that's like the running to CVS to use my CVS bucks, drop off items at UPS, which are usually my Amazon returns, drop off a library book, And side note, if you're working on a project that's pretty big, you should really break them into smaller, more manageable steps so that they're easy to tackle and a lot less overwhelming. Like for me, one of the tasks I gave myself this weekend, refinishing a metal bench, which actually required a few steps, going to Home Depot to get the supplies, scraping off all the old paint, and then actually painting it. And the scraping, it took a lot longer than I expected, so I didn't actually get around to the painting, but I'm using spray paint. So the painting is easy. Number 3, make a plan. Take time to plan out your week. And honestly, this is when you're going to go back to what you just did with organizing all your tasks. So when I'm looking at my week, if I have to run an errand, I make sure that I plan that around when I have to pick one of the kids up, because the UPS store is usually on my path to the high school or to their sports practice. And it helps to do it when I'm already out so that I'm only leaving the house once. Usually I have a phone call or two to make during the week. And that usually has to be done during business hours because it's usually a doctor's office or to check up on a bill or something like that or schedule something. So I have to find time around my work meetings to schedule that. So I utilize my work calendar too to see when I have those little blocks of time, and I'll just block a little time to focus and get those things tackled. But that's the big part. You're looking at your week, you're putting in your non-negotiables, the things that you have to do that you can't change around, your kids' practice, your work hours, work meetings, doctor's appointments. And then you're looking at your to-do list and you're finding pockets of time where you can work around the things you already have scheduled. Weekly planning and monthly planning is such an important step to decluttering your mind. It's one thing to get it all on paper, but it's another thing to actually plan when you're going to get the stuff done. Number 4, journaling. Journaling is really just a powerful way to get your thoughts out of your mind, because not everything weighing on you can simply be a task that you check off a list. Sometimes the clutter in your head is thinking about your past, worrying about your future, replaying conversations, carrying anger or resentment, or just feeling mentally overwhelmed without even knowing why. That kind of mental clutter doesn't go away by getting more done. It needs somewhere to go. And that's where journaling really comes to play. It's a way to unload your thoughts and get everything out of your head and onto paper. And something really interesting can happen when you do this. Once it's written down, you start to see things more clearly. You start to process what you're feeling. And I need to get better at this. I always put journaling to the side, but when I do it, it just always makes me feel better, because a lot of the times you end up stumbling into a solution for whatever has been weighing on your mind. Because journaling isn't about writing perfectly. It's about creating that space in your mind so that I could breathe again. And I'm totally making sure I hear myself say this, because I'm making the pact to myself today to get back to journaling. I actually journal on my laptop because I think really fast and I can type a lot faster than I write. So I just find that process to be better for me. And it's actually one document that I just keep updating, and I haven't gone to it in a couple of months. So just a nice reminder to myself to get back to writing. Number 5, set boundaries. Boundaries are the absolute key to time management. Hear that again. Boundaries are the key to time management. Having boundaries with people, having boundaries with your time, having boundaries with your cell phone are all ways to help declutter your mind. I've gotten really great at setting boundaries over the past couple of years, especially with negative energy, because negative energy will just bring you down. This mama has zero time for drama in her life. And since I've released it, I feel so much better. But having boundaries with your time is also very important. When you block time to do something, you need to make sure that you're using that time to complete that task, unless something urgent comes up, because that happens in life. But if it's something that can wait, let it wait till you're done doing whatever you set that time block for. And just as important, set those boundaries with your cell phones. We all waste so much time on our phones, and I just watch my kids these days and they're wasting so much time on their phone, and I'm trying to get so much better with it. I have such a love-hate relationship with technology, but you know how much more you can be getting done without having a cell phone. And I have a great freebie for this, my tech timeout guide for moms. Make sure you grab your copy. The link is in the show notes. Number 6, limit distractions. I want you to take some time this week to really try to focus on what seems to be distracting you or contributing to your mental clutter. And I promise you, you're going to see that those cell phones are one of the biggest things. But I know for me, just picking up and scrolling through my social media, along with getting sucked into just mindlessly scrolling and looking at cake decorating reels, because they somehow suck me in every single time, or I'll see an advertisement for someone's Amazon top picks, and that will send me down a serious Amazon rabbit hole. My biggest current Amazon pick distraction is porch decor, because I'm trying to update my porch as the weather is getting nicer, and those Facebook mind readers know exactly how to suck me in. And another huge distractor for me is any physical or mental clutter or a messy house. And it's why I'm all about decluttering because when I'm able to just walk into a room and sit down and relax, it is a great feeling. Number 7, practice mindfulness. I want you to take a few minutes each day to really just practice mindfulness. And that can be done in so many different ways. You can meditate, you can take a bath, or my easy go-to, go for a walk. With the warmer weather and getting back out during the day for my mental mile walk has made such a big difference in my mental health, especially during a crazy work day. And if you can't get out of the house, then it really can be as simple as sitting in your chair, closing your eyes, and just focusing on your breath. That is such a quick thing to just help calm your mind and really your overall nervous system. And honestly, going for a walk for me just brings such clarity on things that I've been thinking about. And I take out my phone and I leave myself a little voice note so that way I don't forget all the amazing thoughts I had if there's something that I need to remember, or else I'm creating that mental clutter again. I do this all the time. Number 8, and this is such a big one for us mamas, it is a game changer. Delegate tasks. I challenge you to look at your to-do list and see what you can delegate. What can you outsource, or what can you ask your kids to do, your partner to do, or just ask for help in an area. And don't be afraid to delegate tasks to your kids or to your husband or to even people at work. Because giving your kids and your partner tasks to do, it gives them ownership in helping your family create your home. Number 9, create routines. I am all about routines because they are just so important. And not just for you, but also for your family. When you have routines, you are taking the guesswork out of your day. They help create structure for how to get through your day-to-day tasks with rinse and repeat and to reduce the need to constantly make decisions because you know what comes next. And your kids end up knowing what's coming next. And I swear by this, having a good morning and evening routine are a serious game changer for working moms. I can't talk enough about the difference that my morning routine makes in my day. I actually get out of bed when my alarm clock goes off because I can't wait to start my morning routine and I don't want to lose any minutes to the time I have alone before the rest of the house wakes up. And I go into detail on how to create a good morning routine in episode 4 and also how to create a good nighttime routine. Both routines are equally as important, and I will link both of those episodes in the show notes. But your routines create a sense of flow and organization in your day. And once you have those routines in place, it helps you create routines for your families too. For your kids, you can write the routines out as a checklist. So maybe their morning routine looks like brush your teeth, make your bed, pack your lunch, pack your water bottle, feed the dog, or whatever their routines are. Same with after school and bedtime. Wherever they are doing the same series of tasks on a consistent basis, the whole rinse and repeat, create a routine around it for them. Number 10, the 2-minute rule. Basically, if a task will take you less than 2 minutes to complete, just get it done now. It's such a simple concept, and it's from David Allen's book, Getting Things Done. The idea is that you're getting the little stuff done and out of the way instead of putting them on a list and accumulating. And if you're tackling them right away, it's going to take a lot less time and effort, and it will reduce that mental clutter because it's done then and there, and you don't have to think about it again. And you are freeing up that space in your brain for such better things. Number 11, take breaks. I really can't stress enough what a difference taking breaks has made for my mental health these past few weeks. Just being able to get up and walk away from the computer or just walk outside and give myself some alone time. Because when you are feeling that overwhelm or that stress, your nervous system is telling you that it needs a reset. So schedule the regular breaks throughout your day to rest and recharge, whether it's the short walks that I go on, a coffee break, a few minutes of quiet time. Just throw on some music and dance in your kitchen. That's another thing I just love to do. Lately, I've been just belting out songs because I love to sing too. And honestly, taking that little break, you might think you might be losing time on the task you were doing, but when you get back to it, you're going to be so much more productive. Number 12, leave a notebook in the bathroom and by your bedside table. If you find that you can't fall asleep at night because you're just thinking about all the things you need to do, the best thing you can do for yourself is leave yourself a notebook by your bed and just write the things down as they come in your head. This way, 1, you don't stress about trying to remember it, and 2, you're getting it out of your head. And by writing it down, you might also come up with an idea or resolution on how to tackle whatever that thing is. So it's a win-win. I also leave a notebook in my bathroom because I get a lot of ideas in the shower. I actually just bought one of those shower notepads and started using it. It's great. I used to try to remember everything, and as soon as I got out of the shower, I would either leave myself a voice memo or pull out my notebook that I have in a drawer with a pen, and I would write stuff down. But by the time I would get out of the shower and dry off, I would forget half of the things that I thought about in the shower. So I'll post a link to the shower notepad that I use in my shower, and I actually love their advertising slogan. It's no more great ideas down the drain. And it's actually so true. I love it. Number 13, Seek support. I tell my team this all the time at work. And this is not just at work, this is just in life. Raise your hand if you need help. Don't hesitate to reach out to your family or to your friends for support if you're feeling overwhelmed. And I know you'd want to be there for your family or friends if they felt completely overwhelmed. And they want to do the same for you. Maybe you just need a few hours alone without kids, without anyone demanding your time. Or maybe you just need to outsource some tasks because you want to use that time doing other things. I honestly started thinking of outsourcing as a return on my investment because to me, my time is the most valuable asset I have. So to pay someone to come in to mow the lawn and clean my house so that way on the weekends I can spend that time with my family or working on projects that I actually enjoy, it's so worth it. And I also want to mention there's other support you can get from a coach or a professional because talking to people really can help your mental health. They can help validate what you're going through or offer another perspective. And honestly, that's why I love coaching and helping people and talking to other moms that are struggling, especially around time management, because it's something I'm good at and I know I can help you with. So you could reach out to me anytime, DM me on Instagram, and I will be that coach for you. But wherever you're struggling in life, find a coach or get a therapist. Honestly, therapy can be therapeutic. That's why it's called therapy. So find someone and talk to them. Number 14, practice gratitude. Mindset work is really so important. Being able to take a step back from everything and just focus on your blessings and all the things that are going right and taking the time to really just be thankful for those things. Even when you have crummy things going on in your life, I promise you, there's always something to be thankful for. And it can make such a huge difference in your day and in your mood. Honestly, today I was walking the dog and I was looked up and I was so grateful that there's leaves starting to grow on the trees because I was starting to get really depressed with the barrenness of winter and the cold of winter. But today to be able to walk outside without a jacket and just hear the birds sing and see the leaves growing just brought such joy to my days. So focusing on the positive aspects of your life or in a situation, it really helps shift your overall perspective and reduce those feelings of stress and overwhelm. And as part of my morning routine, I have a gratitude practice. I thank God for all the blessings in my life. And I try to picture specific things that happened the day before. Like this morning, I pictured all of us playing basketball outside. We played a family game of horse, and it was just so awesome to be outside, kids off their phones, just laughing. I came in second. Just wanted to throw that out there. Mama still got game. Not one-on-one game, but I still can shoot. Just finding those little joys in life and being grateful for them can really just help calm your brain. Number 15, and last on my list, but certainly not least, take a mental health day every once in a while. I took one last Friday. My body was telling me that I needed a break, so I took one. The kids were in school, the house was quiet. I made a list of all the things I needed to get done in order for me to not feel overwhelmed. I didn't just sit on the couch, but I had felt like I was really falling behind on a lot of things between traveling for work and going away with the family. And the house was such a mess because I had been decluttering and I had boxes and bags of stuff just everywhere. So I took the day off, I caught up, and it felt great. And I didn't think about work. I didn't allow myself to get distracted by my phone. I just got the things done so that I can enjoy the weekend with my family and not feel like a complete ball of stress. And maybe you don't need a catch-up day. Maybe you do need that day to relax and do absolutely nothing. The weather is getting nicer. Maybe take a day when the kids are in school and go to the beach by yourself or with your partner. It's something we started doing 2 years ago. I also know moms that book a night or a weekend at a hotel for themselves, and they either use that time to catch up on stuff or to just rest and relax. And I know for me, it's hard to relax at home because I always feel like there's something I could be doing. But when you're at a hotel, you're taking the distraction of everything going on in your home away, and you could just focus on you. And Mother's Day is coming up, so it's not a bad gift to ask for. Well, mamas, as we wrap up our Declutter Your Life series, I really want you to zoom out for a minute and look at what we've been really doing over the past few weeks. This wasn't just about cleaning out a closet or organizing papers or clearing the counter, although those are great things. This was about letting go of the things that were quietly adding weight to your life, the extra stuff in your home, the unfinished piles, the mental clutter, the I'll deal with it later decisions, the things you were holding on to just because. Because when your home is cluttered, your mind feels cluttered. When your schedule is cluttered, your time feels rushed. When your head is cluttered, everything just feels heavier. But when you start letting go, even a little at a time, something shifts. Your home feels calmer, your mornings feel smoother, your brain feels quieter, and you stop feeling like you're constantly behind. And here's the most important part. Decluttering isn't something you do once. It's something you return to in small ways, over time. It's clearing one drawer, resetting one counter, letting go of one thing, creating one system that makes your life easier, because the goal is never perfection. The goal is creating space in your home, space in your schedule, and most importantly, space in your mind. So as we wrap up this series, here's the question I want you to ask yourself. What is one thing I could let go of this week that would make my life feel lighter? Start there. So simple. Keep it simple. And remember, you don't need a perfectly organized home. You just need a home that supports your life instead of adding to your overwhelm. And I would love to hear what that one thing is that you're letting go of this week. Come on over to our Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms, and tell us all about it. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life. Or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat.